Good morning everyone. My topic is about substantive test for revenue cycle. So, we all know substantive test, ito yung mga activities performed by the auditor to detect material misstatement or fraud. So, revenue cycle naman, it is the process kung paano nag-generate ng profit ang isang business. So, this topic is about just sa mga substantive test na pwedeng i-perform ni auditor regarding revenue cycle. So first, we have revenue cycle, risk, and audit concern. So in general, the auditor's concern in the revenue cycle pertain to the potential for overstatement of revenue and accounts receivable. So yung main concern ng auditor is yung possibility na ma-overstate yung revenue and accounts receivable. Kasi once na mangyari yon, magkakaroon ng material errors. So part ng auditor's risk assessment is mag-focus sa risk that involve significant transaction that are outside the normal course ng business or yung mga unusual transactions na tinatawag. So examples of specific issues that give rise to these concerns includes the following. So first is, kapag nag-recognize ng revenue sa sales transactions na hindi naman nangyari. Second, nagre-recognize ng revenue before siya ma-realize. Di ba magre-recognize lang naman tayo ng revenue when they are realized. Third is failing to recognize period and cut-off points. So meaning, yung mga transactions is hindi na-record within the correct recording period. Fourth, understated allowance for doubtful accounts, which leads sa pag-overstate ng realizable value ng accounts receivable. Fifth, ito, isa siyang company error na nag-ship sila ng items sa customer which is unsolicited goods or unordered goods. So, meaning hindi naman in-order ng customer. 6 is billing sales to the customers that are held by the seller. So, in resolving these concerns, the auditor will seek evidence by performing combination of tests of internal controls and substantive test. So, magko-conduct si auditor ng test of control sa general and application controls na syempre related sa revenue cycle. So, general controls and application controls na topic na natin siya dati. So, kung aalala natin, general controls is na-apply siya sa lahat ng computerized applications, while yung application controls is for specific controls lang siya, which is unique to each computerized applications. So, besides sa test controls, kailangan din ng auditor na mag-conduct ng substantive test to achieve audit objectives. So, mamaya ma-explain natin yung mga most commonly performed na substantive test na ginagawa for auditing revenue cycle. So, next is understanding the data. So, dito, ina-identify na assess ng auditor yung risk by analyzing the data. So, these are the file structure for the revenue cycle. So, dapat si auditor is knowledgeable siya sa systems and controls as well as physical characteristics ng data. Dapat naiintindihan niya yung buong data. So, before we proceed, here are the few salient points regarding file preparation. So, dito i-assume natin na si auditor is gagamit ng ACL or the Audit Command Language Analytics for audit testing. So, first, kailangan naiintindihan ng auditor yung mga backup file procedures or yung mga data na pwede niyang gamitin if in case mawala yung original file. Then, second, so gagamit nga siya ng Audit Command Language Analytics. So, kailangan is yung mga original file is may accepted format na ng ACL. So, dito may additional procedure and special programs na dapat makapag-produce ng original file na nasusunod yung format sa ACL. So, ayun. So in this discussion, i-assume natin na any joining of tables and file copying was done is necessary. So later, madidiscuss siya. And we will focus sa logic underlying various substantive tests and ACL based dito sa figure 9.9. So, sa figure 9.9, mapapansin natin na merong PK and FK. So, it stands for primary key and foreign key. So, alam natin paano gamitin yung dalawang yun, diba? So, ginagamit natin ito to link other tables. So, first we have the customer file. So, customer file dito, it contains address and the credit information about customers. The credit limit value is used to validate sales transactions. So, basically, ang laman ng customer file is details regarding sa customer. So, yan. Dyan sila nakastore lahat. So, we have the primary key, which is the customer number na nakalink sa sales invoice file. So, next we have the sales invoice file and cash receipts file. So, along with the line item file, it captures sales transactions and data for the period, and it contains summary of data for each invoice. So, dito sa sales invoice file, lahat nakastores yung mga record and evidence ng sales transactions. So, meron siyang foreign key to cash receipts, which is yung remittance number, and a primary key na invoice number which connects to line item file. So, ang itong cash receipts file, so dyan nakastore lahat ng receipts of cash received during sales transactions. So, yun nga, meron nga siyang primary key na nagko-connect sa line item file, which is yung invoice number. So, next is the line item file. It contains the record of every product sold. So, since a single transaction can involve one or more products, each record in the sales invoice file is associated with one or more records in this file. So, sabi, kaya siya nakalink sa sales invoice file is because nakastore din dito lahat ng products na nabenta. So, every time na may sales transactions na nire-record, sa sales invoice file is nakalink yon sa line item file. So, meron siyang primary key, item number na nakalink sa inventory file. So, yon. Next tayo sa inventory file. So, it contains quantity, price, supplier, and warehouse location data for each item of inventory. When products are sold, the quantity on hand field in the associated records reduced by the value of the quantity field in the line item record. So, dito sa inventory file, naka-record or naka-list every item na meron sa inventory ng company. So, yun, kada may mababawas, kada may nabibentang item, nababawasan yung inventory. So, ayan siya. Next is the shipping log file. Shipping log file is the record of all sales orders shipped to customers. The primary key of the file is the bill of landing number. The data in this file are useful for verifying that all sales reflected in sales invoice file were shipped in the period under review. So, dito, shipping log file, naka-record lahat ng sales order na na-shift to customers. So, mapapansin natin, meron siyang primary key na nakalink sa kanya, which is sa sales invoice file, yung invoice number. So, ayun. Dito sa shipping log file, dito natin ma-identify or matatrack kung yung mga order ng customer is na-ship na. So, next topic is the file preparation procedures. So, it is shown in figure 9.9, provide evidence that may either corroborate or refute the audit objectives. Most of the tests described in the following section involves using ACL and to access and extract data from this file. So, yung mga file kanina, they can contain evidence na pwedeng masuportahan or ma-deny yung audit objectives ni auditor. So, lahat ng yan kanina, need ng ACL para ma-access. So, ACL stands for Audit Command Language. Isa siyang data extraction and analysis software na ginagamit for fraud detection and prevention. So, first step sa paggamit ng ACL, tulad ng sabi ko kanina, sa understanding data, each file is needed to describe first in systems as well as physical characteristics. So, when it is defined, nakasave siya under a unique name named by the auditor. All future file access is accomplished by simply selecting the file definition from an ACL menu. Sometimes the actual contents of a data field are different from what they are supposed to be. So, sa ACL, mayroong ACL's verify command. It analyzes the data fields in the selected file to ensure na yung laman ng file is kung ano yung nakapangalan sa kanya, kung ano yung nakadefine sa kanya. So, ayun. So, next topic, we have the testing the accuracy and completeness assertions. So, dito, magpe-perform yung auditor ng analytical procedures to assure na lahat ng accounts and transactions are reasonably stated and complete. So, ayun. Ang audit objectives natin is accuracy and completeness. Auditors often proceed substantive tests of details with an analytical review of account balances. So, yun nga yung katulad ng sinabi ko kanina. Magpe-perform si auditor ng analytical procedures para ma-assure, kunwari, kung bakit overstate yung isang account, bakit understate. So, yun. So, first procedure is the review sales for invoices for unusual trend and exceptions. So, it is a useful audit procedure for identifying potential audit risks involve scanning data files for unusual transaction and account balances. So here, si auditor mag-i-scan siya ng invoice files for unusual transaction and account balances. So example, i-scan ni auditor yung accounts receivable balance. So bakit sobrang laki ng balance ng accounts receivable? So ibig sabihin may unusual sales transactions or may unusual sales return activities and errors sa pag-input ng cash receipt sa mga customers. So dito, the auditor can use ACL's stratify feature to identify such anomalies as shown in the table below. So, may tinatawag na stratify feature si ACL. So, yun, pwede siyang gamitin ni auditor. So, ginogroup niya yung data into predetermined intervals and kung ilan yung naka-record, kung ilan yung record na meron sa interval. So, ayan yung example. Next is, so using stratify feature from 19 interval down to 10 interval. So, yung results is makakatulong sa auditor to identify unusual transactions and exceptions. In case na there is a questions regarding analysis, so example, may mag-rise ng question na bakit may negative numbers which is dapat positive lang since it is a sales invoice file. So, pag may mga ganong conflict, the auditor can use another ACL's feature which is the filter capability. So, sa filter capability, it can be used to select or ignore specific records from entire file. So, pwede niyang iselect lang ng auditor yung mga negative numbers. So, mas madali sa kanya matrace kung paano nagkaroon ng negative balances. So, ayan. Sample records from the filtered file are listed below. So, next procedure is the review sales invoice and shipping log files for missing duplicate items. So, it is important na ma-test natin. So, it is an important test pala para sa mga auditor na maghanap ng missing and duplicate transactions kasi magagamit nila yung evidence para matrace bakit naka-overstate and understate yung mga accounts na naka-record. Duplicate sales invoice records may indicate a computer program error that materially overstate sales and accounts receivables. So, ayun sabi, on one hand, missing sales invoice may put to an unrecord sale that was shipped but not billed. So, pwede daw nag-ship ng item or order sa customers na hindi na-record. So, walang transaction na naganap kasi hindi na-record. Pero, na-ship yung item sa customer. So, pwede rin namang just an error lang na nagkaroon ng record for issuance ng invoice. So, pwedeng nagkamali lang talaga. So, ACL is capable of testing a designated field for out-of-sequence records, gaps in sequence numbers, and duplicate values for the entire file. The ACL system would return an on-screen report similar to Table 9.2. So, dito sa Table 9.2, may partial results na merong 243 records sa sales invoice files na pwedeng na-doble or nawawala. So, para ma-resolve is pwede mag-interview si auditor ng employees and management or perform in shipping log file yung ginamit natin kanina sa file structure for revenue cycle. So, dito sa shipping log file, example natin is iti-test ni auditor yung invoice number field for missing and duplicate records. So, kapag duplicate record, pwedeng may same product na na-ship ng dalawang beses sa isang customer but isang transaction lang yung na-build. So, ibig sabihin yung pangalawang shipment is wala silang makukuhang revenue. If nawawala naman, missing invoice, meaning pwedeng may order si customer pero hindi talaga siya na-ship. So, in any circumstances, kung duplicate man siya or missing, ang result nun is yung accounts receivable and sale is ma-overstate. But kung may mga evidence na makukuha si auditor once na ni-review niya yung shipping log file, so it may necessary na i-adjust na lang yung sales and account receivable balances. So, third procedure na pwedeng i-perform is review line item and inventory files for sales price accuracy. Evidence from testing the product price charged to customers supports the audit objective of accuracy. So, significant discrepancies between suggested retail price and the price actually charged, however, may indicate incompetence, clerical errors, or sales personnel exceeding their authority. So, dito naman, nire-review ng auditor yung line item and inventory file para sa sales price accuracy. So, di ba nga, yung audit objective natin is accuracy and completeness. So, dito, makakakuha si auditor ng evidence to support yung audit objective. So, if may So, if meron daw pagkakaiba between the SRP and price actually charged, so maybe it arise daw from incompetence, error, or may employee na nakipag-negotiate ng price sa customer beyond his authority. So, traditionally kasi, ang ginagawa ng auditor is pinagko-compare niya yung sales price sa invoice with the published price list. So, pero kasi, if madami yung i-review niya, usually 1 or 2 items lang yung mapagko-compare. So, dito sa ACL, it allows the auditor to compare the prices charged on every invoice in the file for the period under review. Based on the file structure for the line item and inventory files presented in Figure 9.9, we can illustrate this procedure using the sample data on the next page. So, ayan, makikita natin yung sales price is nakaline siya sa line item file. So, and then yung SRP naman ng every product is naka-record siya as retail file. Ayan, so sa inventory file. So, if mapapansin nyo, same sila ng item number. Ayan. So, yung common field nila is yung item number, which is yung gagamitin para matest kung match yung record sa line item file and record sa inventory file. So, first step is dapat yung dalawang file is naka-order according sa common key nila. So, auditor may use the sort feature para dito. So, assuming na nakaayos na yung sequence. Next step is i-combine ng auditor yung 2 files to create a third file. So, ipagko-combine niya yung line item file and inventory file. So, gagamit siya ng ACL's joint feature. So, it permits the auditor to specify the fields from the 2 input files that are to be passed to a new output file. So, ang main objective is makagawa yung si auditor ng third file na ang laman lang niya is the match records. Meaning, yung mga records sa line item inventory files na nagmamatch sa item number file. So, lahat ng hindi nagmamatch is hindi na siya kasali sa third file. So, ayan. Ito yung example ng third file. So, andito na lahat ng file na nabuo nung pinagsama yung line item and inventory file. So, lahat yan is match record sa item number. Last procedure, we have testing for unmatched records. A variation on the preceding test can be used to address some related issues. By selecting a different joint option, the auditor can produce a new file of only unmatched records. So, kung sa kanina daw is ginamit ni auditor yung ACL's joint feature para gumawa ng new file for match accounts, dito naman, pwede rin siyang gumawa ng new file for unmatched records. So, there are 2 possible causes for unmatched records. Una is because the value of the item number field is in the line item record is incorrect and does not match an inventory record. So, auditors have this operational assumption na all the records sa inventory file is correct. So, i-assume nila na yung error is nasa line item file. So, second is, kaya nagkakaroon ng unmatched record is pwedeng the inventory file is, the presence of inventory record is unmatched file, means there were no corresponding records in the line item file. So, meaning, yung mga product is hindi nabenta during the period. So, after adjusting for any seasonal influences on sales, such evidence may refute the valuation assertions. So, the auditor may require that the inventory be written down to reflect its market value. So, ayun lang po yung topic for substantive test na pwedeng i-perform ng mga auditor for auditing revenue cycle. So, ayun lang. Thank you.